Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Okie dokie. We got some cooking videos to get into today, so let's get into them. Alright, first one up is from Nick's Kitchen. It's basically crispy chicken parm.
Parm. Cue the music.
Wow, I feel like I'm transported back to the 1940s. This music is bitchin'!
First up, tomato sauce. I'll start by chopping up one yellow onion. Obviously, you can be lazy if you want and use jarred sauce, but if I'm gonna make chicken parm, I'm gonna do it right. Dice it all up with whatever method you prefer until it looks something like this. Then move it off to the side, and we'll move on to our garlic.
I can't buy jarred sauce anymore. Well, I take that back. There's a few exceptions, but any like budget sauce is has so much goddamn sugar in it that I can't do it.
You'll want finely minced. I know, your fingers are gonna smell bad, but it's gonna taste so much better than using pre-minced garlic. You'll have to trust me on this one, just thank me later. I also like to chop up my fennel seeds. These give that incredible anise licorice flavor, but if you don't chop them up, they can be a little bit too big and crunchy. To begin cooking the sauce, we'll add a splash of olive oil to a heavy bottomed pot and toss in our onions. Hit that right away with a sprinkle of salt, and then stir for about 3 to 5 minutes until softened. We're not looking for these to get golden brown. Instead, we want them nice and translucent. Once that's softened, I'll add in some dried oregano, our crushed fennel seeds, all of that minced garlic, and a little pinch of crushed red pepper flakes. And I'll continue to stir this over medium, constantly scraping down the sides of the pan for another 1 to 2 minutes. Make sure you're constantly stirring this entire time because the garlic can burn really easily. Next up, I'll add in my tomato paste, which I'll stir around for about 2 to 3 more minutes until I get a nice, almost brownish, robust color. While that continues to toast,
What is with this music?
Up 2 cans of
Then again, on that note, I'm one to talk. The music I usually put in my videos is like these epic orchestral things. So
tomatoes. This mixture is ready when it looks something like this. It'll start to smell almost kind of nutty. And in go my tomatoes. Fill up those cans with water and swish them all around so you get all of that nice tomato flavor.
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
Well, the music that I normally listen to has lyrics. I can't have lyrics in a, in a video that I'm narrating.
Then dump that in as well. And for a moment now, this is where I like to turn down the heat and get in there with my hands. I like to call this the Italian grandma method, where you really just squeeze everything apart. And what this will do is give your sauce all different kinds of textures as opposed to using pre-crushed tomatoes. As you squeeze it all apart, it'll make different sized chunks of tomato. And there's something really fun and special about just getting in there with your hands and being so dedicated to the process of making this sauce. Once you feel like everything's been broken into small enough chunks, you can continue to move on. Season this up with a bit more salt, some fresh cracked pepper, a little pinch of sugar, depending on how acidic your tomatoes are, and finally, layer a few sprigs of fresh basil over the top, which will drop in all their flavor as this sauce cooks. And that's it. Just cover up your sauce and move this off to the side to simmer until you're ready for it. While our sauce is going, we'll prepare our chicken. You'll want to take your chicken breast and then very carefully place your hand on the top with your fingers pointed up, keep them away from the knife, and then slice right through the center to cut it perfectly in half. I find it's best and easiest if you use the thinnest knife that you have. That way it just seems to slide through the chicken much easier.
Basically, buy yourself a fillet knife. You can find it in the sporting goods a good fillet knife in the sporting goods section of any big box retailer.
As long as you're careful and confident with it, that's what matters. If you slice properly, all your chicken should end up looking like this. Next, open up a Ziploc bag or spread out some plastic wrap and fill it with your chicken. Depending on the size of the bag, you should be able to fit about 2 of these chicken breasts. Now grab really anything in your kitchen with a heavy bottom like this and give your chicken a couple nice whacks. Reminds me of when I was spanked as a kid. As you whack it, you're looking for the chicken to get nice and even and become about 1/3 of an inch thick. You don't want it too thin, but you also don't want it too thick. I'll do the same thing with my other chicken, and then we are ready to bread. To prepare our dredging station, I will lay out 3 plates and into...
I wonder if he had a bunch of fucking idiots in the comments. You were abused as a child.
For the first one, I'm gonna add some flour, which I will season up with some salt and fresh cracked pepper. Then into the second one, I'll crack 2 eggs, as well as a pinch of salt, and whisk that up until everything is evenly combined. And in the last one, I'll do 2 types of breadcrumbs. First, some seasoned breadcrumbs, and second, some of these crispier panko breadcrumbs, along with some Parmesan cheese, some very finely minced or grated garlic, and then a generous amount of lemon zest. It gives excellent flavor to the breading of these chicken cutlets. Just like with the eggs, make sure the dry dredges are evenly and fully mixed. With that garlic and lemon zest combination, this one's gonna smell really good. Set up your workstation however it makes sense so that you can start with the flour, then go to the egg, then go to the breadcrumbs, and finally over to a baking sheet lined with a wire rack. For the dredge, first we'll go flour, making sure that the entire piece of chicken is fully coated, and then shake off any excess and bring it over to the egg. Same thing again, make sure it's fully coated by all that egg, drip off all that excess, and then move it over to the breadcrumbs.
Okay, I know he's using gloves, but normally this is the time you do the wet hand, dry hand thing.
Here, I like to sort of pull the breadcrumbs from the outside and fill it over the top of the chicken before then grabbing it and flipping it once over. And then sort of press the breadcrumbs into it. This really helps to make sure that everything sticks and that you get an ultra crispy and craggly chicken. And finally, I'll lay it out on my baking sheet. Repeat this process with the rest of your chicken, going first into the flour, pressing to get it fully coated, then into the egg. You should only need 1 flip in the egg. It'll coat itself very quickly. And finally, into the breadcrumbs. With these, it's extra important that you press down just a bit to really get that chicken nice and fully coated. Once again, onto the baking sheet. Your kitchen doesn't have to become a crazy mess when you make something like chicken parm. It'll probably get a little bit messy, but if you make a neat, organized workstation like this, then it's a pretty quick and easy cleanup. To fry the chicken, you'll want to add a nice layer of oil to a heavy bottomed.
Okay, I wouldn't use olive oil for chicken parm because you gotta kind of almost half-ass deep fry it. I'd go with like peanut or veggie oil.
Pot. I'd say enough oil that it'll go about halfway up the chicken when you place it in. It is very important that you have enough oil or your chicken will not fry properly. When it's just lightly starting to smoke or starting to shimmer, go ahead and place down that chicken. Do not overcrowd your pan or it will not fry correctly. I'm gonna do 2 at a time. You can see how it's going just about exactly halfway up my chicken, which means this is the perfect amount of oil. And if it's not stuck to the bottom, give it a small shake to make sure that oil really gets all up under those nooks and crannies. I'm keeping a very close eye on it. You see this dedication? Be creative in the kitchen. Get in there, make sure nothing's burning. Use whatever method you want. Doesn't matter, I don't care. Good food is good food. The chicken's not gonna know you're putting a phone light on it. I'm gonna cook these for about 4 to 5 minutes per side, constantly moving them around so nothing sits in the same place for too long, at about medium heat. And when they're ready to flip, they should look like this. That's it. I quit. I've done everything I want in life with this. Look at the toasted lemon zest on there. I can smell the toasted garlic. Once they're beautiful and crispy and golden brown like this, take them off the heat and let them rest.
Fiera, you know I'm the most interesting man in the world.
While you cook the rest of your chicken. Once all your chicken is done, add them to your tray to rest. To cook our spaghetti, I'll add lots of salt to my pasta water. And once it's boiling, in goes our pasta. Give it a quick mix to make sure everything is separated and fully submerged. And then we can come back to our chicken to prep it for broiling. All that's left to do for our chicken is take some low moisture mozzarella, and then you have a choice. You can either in goes our pasta. Add them to your tray to rest. To cook our spaghetti, I'll add lots of salt to my pasta water. And once it's boiling, in goes our pasta. Give it a quick mix to make sure everything is separated and fully submerged. And then we can come back to our chicken to prep it for broiling. All that's left to do for our chicken is take some low moisture mozzarella, and then you have a choice. You can either grate it or slice it, and I prefer to slice it into nice thin strips like this. I think it gives the chicken parm a better look and texture, but ultimately it doesn't really matter what you do as long as you don't use pre-shredded mozzarella cheese, which is not gonna melt the right way. Now that I've sliced my cheese, to build my chicken parm, I'm gonna set this tray off to the side, then bring in my tomato sauce, as well as one of these oven-safe metal sizzle platters. You can also just use a baking sheet. Now, down goes one of my pieces of chicken, then I'll layer on some of that tomato sauce, making sure not to put too much. I don't really want too much of this falling over the sides. And last but not least, I'll layer down some of the cheese. This is where you can really put as much or as little cheese as you want. And don't forget a nice shaving of Parmesan cheese all across the top. I like to especially add some on the edges where you're gonna get those really toasty and crispy salty bits. By now, our pasta should be done, so I'll go ahead and strain this. And it's important for me to note that I like to do this before I put the chicken parm in the oven, because the second that comes out from the broiler, you should already be eating it. Chicken parm is not a dish that you wanna let sit. Toss that pasta into a bowl, along with a light drizzle of olive oil, as well as a tiny dusting of Parmesan cheese just for the flavor. And once you give that a quick mix, it's time to cook your chicken one last time. This now will go into the oven at a high broil until it it looks golden brown and bubbly.
By the way, if you have to go to the bathroom, make sure you go before you broil. Because once it's in the broiler, yeah, this motherfucker takes about 10 seconds.
Oh, it looks so good. Watch and listen. To finish this off, I'll take my plate, add on a bunch of my fresh pasta, because I really just feel like you shouldn't be serving chicken parm without pasta. And then on goes a little layer of Parmesan cheese, one last drizzle of olive oil.
Okay, not to be a dick, but why didn't you add the pasta to the sauce so it gets properly coated?
A light layer of that tomato sauce, just enough to coat the top of the pasta and the bottom of the chicken parm. And last but not least, I'll add on my chicken parm with a bit of fresh basil, because why not? Chicken parm. This kitchen smells amazing.
Okay, outside of not doing the pasta the way I would do it, pretty good. All right. All right, let's take out... Well, first I need another beer.
Down North Pizza was opened 5 years ago as a mission-led restaurant to fight recidivism in North Philadelphia.
The definition of recidivism is somebody who reoffends and goes back to jail. But we're out here to redefine what recidivism is.
It has not only succeeded in exclusively employing formerly incarcerated people.
I didn't know how much time I was gonna have to train people, so like I welcomed the Detroit-style pie.
That's smart.
Pan pie.
But the pizza has been a smash hit, with write-ups from
Ooh, I love Detroit-style pizza.
Bon Appetit to the New York Times. Executive chef Michael Carter has taken Detroit-style pizza to new places with his talent and a distinct Philadelphia style.
One thing about our pies, they're all named after Philadelphia hip-hop songs. Everything is Philly. Like.
Okay. Well, I don't know enough about hip-hop, but let's see. Rock the Mick. Big Head, yeah, that's us. Uptown Vibes. Naked Fries. Okay. North Fries, what the fuck? Cheese sauce, barbecue sauce, beef bacon? Well, I'm gonna steal some of these.
Like straight up Philly.
Down North uses its blend of cheeses to create the crispiest frico, or fence, as it's known in the shop.
We combating recidivism, so we gonna call it the fence. It's a cheese.
I like
it's a
that.
cheese fence.
The pies feature toppings such as lamb sausage with ricotta and za'atar, kale and mushrooms, beef.
The kale I don't get because the kale just looks, I don't know, burnt.
Kale and mushrooms, beef bacon with caramelized pineapples and jalapenos.
I'd eat the shit out of that.
That barbecue sauce right there.
This shit is right up my alley. The menu is all halal and all incredibly delicious. All this
Oh, that's why he's using lamb sausage.
plus crust that pizza nerds and comfort food lovers can all appreciate. Down North is more proof that we are living in the golden age of pizza.
When you get a recipe is just a blueprint. Like, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, make it yours.
I agree.
And that's what I did.
Well, if I ever find myself in Philly, I would definitely look that up. Or is this going to be a documentary after this?
We're at Down North Pizza in North Philly. Down North Pizza has some amazing Detroit-style pizza, but it's not just that makes it special. Their overall culture and mentality, the way they hire their employees, the way they train, clean, cook, makes it really, really special. I'm about to go in and check out Chef Michael Carter. A little later on, founder and owner Mohammed Abdul Hadid, who's gonna come down. He's gonna take me to some of his favorite places,
If you're not sweating a little bit, you know, if somebody says something spicy and it's not spicy, it's like lame.
And then, of course, we're gonna come back to a little pizza party, get busy in the kitchen. What's up, Chef?
Hey, man.
Pleasure to meet you, my man. Thank you so much for having us.
Welcome to North Philly.
I feel like New York and Philly were like this.
Yeah, you definitely like cousins.
They were like cousins. I was listening to Freeway and Beanie the whole way down here to get ready for you
So I
guys.
know it was a dope ride. I know
man.
it was a dope ride.
Yeah, your cousins, your best buddies till the fucking Eagles take on the Giants.
So what do you got going on here? These are Detroit shells?
Yeah, these my shells right here.
So why or how did you guys land on the Detroit style?
The style of pizza really comes from any type of place that we ever been at. Pan pizza was the one. So like when you were a kid, what's the first pizza that you could make by yourself in a toaster oven?
Yeah, exactly.
Ilio's,
A
right?
Ilio.
It's a square pie.
Hell
right?
yeah, bro.
And then we go back to school. You
Yep.
know those pizzas that they used to service in school
Hell
in the
yeah.
pan.
Hell yeah.
And like even with my
Oh God, the school pizza. Oh fuck. I still have nightmares about my elementary school pizza. I can still remember exactly how it tastes. The worst sauce I have ever fucking eaten. It had a weird combo of cheddar and mozzarella, probably government mozzarella and government cheddar. The pepperoni, I don't know what the hell was up. Oh, it was horrible.
story in the penitentiary, like food sucks in jail.
Yeah.
But you know the one day that everybody comes down to the cafeteria to eat?
Yeah.
Pizza day.
Pizza day.
9 ounces of cheese on every pie. That's our 4-cheese blend right there. So we got mozzarella, prove, and 2 cheddars.
Awesome.
Push it all the way out to the edges because
Yup.
we definitely need that cheese fence.
2 cheddars? There's only one. Okay.
To break you off, that's the first one I'm gonna show you. This is all lamb. This is that jerk lamb.
Beautiful.
I don't want nobody to ever feel cheated when you come in here.
Yup.
So like I tell my guys, I don't want to see no cheese.
Right,
Like,
right.
let
Cover
have
it,
I
cover
need
it with the
cover that
toppings.
whole thing.
Hell
like
yeah.
you gonna get your bang for your buck. The next one we gonna have the I'm a Boss. You know the Meek Mills and Rick Ross, I'm a Boss.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I want you to feel like a boss when you eating this. That's my version of a turkey supreme. The next one, we gonna have my flip side. This right here is that beef bacon. And a lot of people, they don't like pineapples on pizza. But like, listen, I'm caramelizing these pineapples so it take a little bit of that tart out of it. And I think like that's part of the magic that I got going on.
That is the magic.
I'm gonna leave this one blank. That's the No Better Love. You ever heard of that song, No Better Love by Chris and Neve?
Of course,
It's
of
no
course.
better love than a cheese pie.
Amen.
That's why it had to be called that. I got my ovens cranked all the way up,
Yup.
650.
These are like Cadillacs, all right?
Oh, this that Blodgett deck oven right here.
These are ovens I grew up on. I bet you got a couple thermocouples in your back pocket right
Yeah,
now.
you already
know what I'm saying?
You know. He know. That piece like 500.
All right, there ain't a whole lot for me to react to. Sorry. It's kind of interesting, but all right, let me skip ahead here just a little bit.
But you also needed a felon like
Yeah,
me. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So like
yeah.
I checked off all the boxes and we got introduced to each other. We hit it off and here we are 5 years later. The man, the myth, the legend has arrived. We got my man Muhammad.
Pleasure to meet you.
man.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah. Oh, you already started without me?
Hell, we had to, man. The food was looking so good.
Okay, okay.
I like to go for that corner slice. You know, it's got a little bit of extra crunch on it sometimes. Beautiful crust. The inside is tender. It's got that nice bite to it.
All right, I'm moving on. All right, let's do Maddie Matheson. Hey, hey, all that guy, what are you gonna
Welcome to Olive Garden. Hello, everybody. What's up, everybody? What is going on, everybody?
Well,
Today is a very special day on cooking something. Take a fucking gander. Take your eyeballs and take a looky-loo.
why do people feel the need to add broccoli to fucking fettuccine Alfredo?
On what's happening over here. Like about a month ago, we went down to Florida. My son's favorite place to go in the world is Florida. Orlando, Florida. The greatest place.
Well, yeah, there's Universal Studios, Disneyland, or Disney World, whatever the fuck it is. The whole goddamn town is a tourist trap.
place on earth. We go for the mouse, but we stay for the
Like 6 people actually fucking live there.
gators. And my son loves an alligator. He loves an alligator. Shout out to Gatorland. But, you know, Jim is dumb. It's the perfect place to take kids, honestly. Like, I got love for Orlando. My son's favorite place. He literally, all he wants to do is move there. The landscape, the culinary landscape it seems to be, you know, like a Chili's, Ruby's, like a Checkers, all of these like things. My family loves Cracker Barrel. You know, they love it. Who doesn't love a store? We're looking for like, I'm like, where's a nice place to eat? Olive Garden. That's a nice place to eat. Okay, Olive Garden. Ever heard of it? It's a garden of olives. These are straight
It's okay Italian.
from fucking goddamn Italy. These taste like licking the bottom of your grandpa's foot. You take a little nibble, you grab, I'm sure your grandpa can't run around that quick. You grab them by the ankle, you flip them up, and you lick it, and that's what these kind of taste like, I feel.
Very odd analogy.
Maybe he's even in bed. Maybe he's bedridden. You grab that foot, you grab it, you lick it, and that's kind of what a shitty canned black olive tastes like. But it's nice. They got a little bit of a je ne sais quoi. I've never been to an Olive Garden. The salad is incredible. If your salad doesn't have like fucking goddamn carrots, or is it really a salad? The breadsticks, I don't like them. They can go fuck. There it is. That just says it all.
Okay, I'm sorry. You just lost a point. You don't like Olive Garden's breadsticks? Fuck is wrong with you?
Carrot and pepperoncinis together, go fucking suck a fucking. Obviously, when you close your eyes as a chef and you think of the alchemy of cuisine, these two things just pop right the fuck up. But that's your big boy right there. I'm making chicken Alfredo. We got there. I had to say it once. We're just making chicken Alfredo, okay? We're gonna take these stupid chicken breasts, we're gonna fucking butterfly them, we're gonna pound them, we're gonna bread them, we're gonna make a chicken cutlet. I'm just thinking that it's gonna be great. Little Big Dog loves Orlando, and this one, and Little Big Dog loves the chicken cutlet. And we're gonna make chicken cutlet, we're gonna make a chicken Alfredo with the broccoli, we're gonna make a salad, we're gonna talk about the breadsticks, because I don't get the fucking breadsticks. We're gonna make maybe a little garlic toast that I love, because Trishy makes a very simple garlic toast that I love. And shall we start cooking? That was a long intro. Suck my dick.
The Chevy Equinox is more than an SUV. It's your.
Hi there, we're back now from cooking something, and we're gonna be making chicken Alfredo today. Excuse me. Olive oil, a good amount of olive oil. I think, you know, I'm not a religious person. Email's the devil, okay? And I don't like the email. I don't like it. I don't look at it. I don't like having it. If you want to talk to me, I don't even like talking to most people actually anymore. I'm trying to get rid of, I'm getting a new phone where it has a fake number and nobody can get a hold of me. And then I take my phone, throw it into the ocean. Hopefully a whale eats it, but not really. Don't worry, whales. Hopefully it just dissolves magically. I'm not gonna throw my phone into the ocean. I'm gonna politely disintegrate it somehow. Maybe just put it in a microwave with some microplastics. Are you guys into chemtrails? What are we doing over here? Yeah, I'm putting in that much onion. What's that, like a half a cup of diced onion? That's nice. I feel like I don't know how to make this, but I know how to make this. But I'm like, I've made it before, but I haven't made it before, but we're gonna make it today. What's that, 3 cloves of garlic? That was plenty, okay? So I'm throwing them in at the same time because I like that. You know what's good when you
What is with the opera music?
take wooden spoons and you just blast them in dishwashers. Once again, this looks kind of like Grandpa's foot. Then we're gonna, this isn't a small.
What the hell? Was your childhood just filled with sucking Grandpa's toes? Is this some repressed memory shit?
Sponsor Dad, don't look at my box. The only thing we're sponsored by is seed oils. Seed oils, chemtrails. Make sure everything's cooked in tallow. Thanks to ZipRecruiter for sponsoring this episode.
All right, skipping over your ad. Sorry, buddy.
Today. Do you know how hard it is to verbal diarrhea for forever? 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 Forever. The only reason I'm doing this is because my son wants to move to Orlando. I can't allow that. I need money to protect him from moving and living his dreams as being, he wants to be one of the guys that, no disrespect to the guys that get the gators out of the thing that, like, you know, I like the guys who get the gators out, or the guys and the gals who get the gators out, or whoever's getting the gators out. But he's just like, that's what he wants to do. Maybe he does. Maybe I don't need to protect him and let him move to Orlando, and we see how that ends up. Maybe I'll just butterfly the chicken, because then I'll just do
Isn't your son like 12?
that. Where's the Ziploc? Can't do it. I was just trying to see if I can get my head in it. Onions are cooking. Don't worry, they can't even burn. So I'm just gonna do a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so we're just gonna butterfly these fuckers. So just like slice them and butterfly them. Do you guys need to know how to do that? Nobody even makes cooking videos with instructions. Instructions are long gone, I feel. Maybe put a wet towel down underneath your cutting board so it doesn't flip-flop around, okay? Then we're gonna take this, we're just gonna pound it out. I like to just use these Ziploc bags because it's kind of easy. We don't have to like go crazy on this. I'm just trying to flatten it out, at least a little even. I don't want to seem negative towards Orlando. People can live their dreams. I like Orlando. I've been twice. I just maybe think my son can maybe do something different than just get gators out of people's backyards when he grows up. But maybe if that's what he wants to do, then that's what he can do. Just put this back down here so people freak out. Even though I had everything so sanitized, that's for later. We love a breading station. See, I'm doing multiple things. I'm making the sauce, I'm making the breading, we're doing some shit. So we're just gonna cook our onions and our garlic until they're like translucent, nice and yellow. I'm gonna season the flour, fresh cracked pap, hit it with some salt, our trusty garlic. I like a little garlic powder. Then we're gonna add some Italian seasoning. Okay, our onions are at a really nice place here. Now I'm gonna add some chicken stock. Gonna have 1 cup of chicken stock. Hey, we love the Franks. We love the Franks. You know, we love the Franks, straight up. You want the best olive oil? Right here, this is it. I'm 42, this is like how I pee now. I wake up in the middle of the night like 6 times.
Oh my God, I'm older than him? Yeah, fuck, I'm old.
Times in a row, and this is it. You want this at like a reasonable high heat. I think using your thermometer is kind of stupid to begin with, but you want it like a medium.
Again, I would not use olive oil for chicken parm. I'd use a neutral oil. Again,
Medium high heat, gradual.
maybe I'm underestimating olive oil, but olive oil is not a high heat oil.
Blast it and then turn it
I just use peanut oil for this.
down. Just
That's me.
medium high heat. Get it where we can fry the cutlets. You also want it not to be too hot because you don't want to burn your cutlets and then it's raw chicken in the middle. You want it to be like a nice bubble, not a hot fry. It needs to
All right.
be like a medium fucking bubble fry. Does that make sense to you? This is nuance. This is cooking. This is like, shut the fuck up. We're doing it. You've been doing it for a while. We've been doing it for a while. We understand it. We're cooking skinny little chickens. If you go to Italy, they got garlic powder in flour for sure. That's not true. This is some Orlando cuisine. And we're starting a GoFundMe for MacArthur, my son, to not move to Orlando. So if you guys can go to the link in the bottom for my son's GoFundMe to not move to Florida.
Okay, I gotta see if this is true. Just for the hell of it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that was a joke. For 1 second, I thought, what if he actually did that?
And become a Gator guy. No offense to Gator guys and gals. We love them. We need them. We need them. We got our chickie. Look at this. Making cutlets is so nice. I love making cutlets. That's pretty. That's as pretty as it gets. You know, the Olive Garden chefs train in Tuscany. What'd you say? They train in Tuscany. Shut up. See, this is the like, I try to like them. I try to, you know, be bros, go get a beer with them, you know? That's not true at all. The HQ Olive Garden's in Tuscany, you fuck? What are you talking about? It's probably in Tallahassee. I'm just really kind of working in.
I Gotta. Shit. Fuck it. I'm not stopping.
We got
the
that
show.
flour. We got those breadcrumbs. I want to make sure there's no wet spots. See, not a hot, crazy bubble. I didn't even test it. I turned it on. I threw it in. Stop. That's what we're doing. That's where we're at, guys. We're fucking that good. We're that good. Just leave it alone. We got the eggies. We got the eggies. We're making cutlets. These are nice cutties. These are nice cutties. Ugh. Protein. Does protein count if you deep fry it? Yeah. It does. Look at these cutlets. Ooh, mama. Ooh, maybe just a little nibble for me. Ooh. Hi, after this commercial break, we're gonna be finishing our Alfredo sauce, doing our cutlet, making a salad, making garlic toast. There's so many things that are left. Once again, if you can just hit the GoFundMe for my son not to move to, it's a $3 million ask. But GoFundMe for $3 million for my son not
$3 million. Go fuck yourself.
to move to Orlando. So
What the hell? Oh.
that be untouched by the world. Thank you so much. We have our sauce, Alfredo. I'll add that cream. So this is from the hills of Tuscany.
Oh, he is a month younger than me.
Give it a stir. Olive oil, chicken stock, onions, garlic, a little bit of cream. The bowl of bowls, okay? We don't have a big wooden bowl, but a fan brought me this. It could be full of anthrax. It could be lined with anthrax. A fan gave me this bowl because I always talk about the big Tupperware, the yellow Tupperwares. We love it. I'm just shouting out every brand on town. Tupperware, what's good? That's our favorite bowl. Now we make the salad. This is the best lettuce for salad. We're already halfway there. This is a nice salad.
Yeah, iceberg lettuce is underrated for salads.
For us. So we got a salad there, some red onions. This is pretty much like any good salad is this salad or a version of this salad. Couple wedges, just giant shitty tomatoes. We need to julienne this carrot. Just take the one I was kind of gnawing on. A little julienne here. Also, if anybody chirps me for not peeling these, go fuck yourselves. Piece of raisins, our black olives, our pepperoncinis, and croutons. I don't like these fucking things. They stink. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Nothing. I ain't gonna do shit. But we're gonna take these. We're gonna take the fucking Olive Garden fucking finger fuck things. I think these are gonna be perfect for croutons, actually. This is horrible for my knife, by the way. This is like literally cutting through paper. Once again, take a little bit of our good little olive oil there. Then we got a preheated oven at 375. Bake those until they're baked. You don't come over anymore? First time ever. First time ever. That's the first time ever you didn't jump at the opportunity of coming over to the fucking oven. Okay. We're taking the croutons and making the garlic fingers the croutons. That's the best way to use those. Because these, I'm not even trying, I'm sorry, I'm being negative. I don't want to be negative. Oh, fuck my life. This is like, if I can make this at home, my children are gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm gonna be like, you don't gotta go to Florida to get fucking If my son moves to Orlando.
How old is your son? You've been married for, he's probably less than 10.
I'm gonna have to go down there and grab him by the back of his shirt and walk his ass home. Or maybe I move to Orlando. Could be good for my taxes. Could be good for my taxes. Maybe I just put all of my businesses in my son's name. He actually goes down there, works at Gator. Let's not get into the tax talk. Fuck!
What fills your heart about Ireland? The coast?
It's all the English being spoken with a crappy accent. Or the fact that they're Ireland the Proud, yet America did in 15 minutes what they couldn't do in 700 years. Kick the British's ass.
I need to make garlic toast too. Do I have to? I don't want to. Trisha always just takes like toast and makes like literally just makes toast, but I don't even have a toaster. Or I could just put it in the oven right now. Okay, I'll put it in the oven right now. I'll make it, sorry Trish. Just dry these out like Melba toast. Don't look. Okay, we're almost at boil. Once we start boiling, it's on like fucking donkey's dick. We got 3 cutlets. Justine, what's the measurement? Exactly. Couple linguinis, you know the deal. Every single one, 100 grams. Every single one. One small cock's worth is 100 grams every time. Okay, no disrespect to the broccoli, but I think I'm just gonna save that for later. Put that in your freezer and save that for when you wanna make a really nice like soup or something from soup salad sandwiches. Also, go buy my book. We're just making florets here, okay? Shh. Da 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 da. This is gonna be a good episode.
That's something that I've never understood about chicken Alfredo. Broccoli does not belong in chicken fucking Alfredo.
Because I'm saying insane things. 375 is bullshit. 375 preheated oven is fucking bullshit because it takes forever, okay? I'm just gonna put a little bit, not too much cheese because it's not really about the cheese really on this. I'm just gonna put some just to get it a little cheesy, and then I'm gonna throw my noodles in, and then we're gonna turn the heat off, and we're just gonna kind of gently bring this all together.
Well, keep in mind, he originally comes from the land of Canada, so everything there is kind of fucked up, the Jews. That's probably why he tucks his shirt in when he's that fat.
Yeah! The linguine is done, my friends. This is so nice of me to do this in this stupid pot. At this point, I have the heat off, okay? You got enough residual heat on your pot, all the hot food in there. I was gonna not really add a lot of cheese, but now I'm adding more cheese because I want a lot of cheese. I was like, what am I really talking about here? Ugh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know. Everyone over there was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you adding fresh nutmeg? And I was like, because I'd like to do it at the last. Just a little fresh nutmeg, just a little bit. This shit goes far. This isn't nutmeg fucking soup. How's my toast? Yes! Where are you? Jordan, it's perfect. Look. 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 Perfect. The crouton's still not done though. Oh, that's how toast should sound. This is my favorite. For something like this, I don't want like cheesy garlic bread because we already got it. So I just take a fresh clove of garlic. This shit gives you that garlic mouth. How's these croutons, for fuck's sakes? Look at those. Our Italian dressing is fire, okay? This is Greek. Our Italian is fire. Look at that. Excuse me. What? You guys want to fucking roll? I'll fucking do it. No, I didn't. How are... You touch it only here. You never touch it here, or any hand is open slightly.
Okay, are you
just
jacking
here,
it off?
maybe a 2-finger contact and a crack of the pepper. If you do anything else, it can be sensationalized and used against you. I can get shot! I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying you can make this at home, and I feel it's fucking fire. These cutlets, this fucking linguine, fucking Alfredo with the broccoli and the fucking Parmesan. This salad is honestly the greatest salad. It is the best salad. What is this glorious thing that I'm about to eat? And that's how you keep your children safe. The first time I ever had Olive Garden was in Orlando. Thank you, Orlando, I love you. But you can't have my son. This?
Oh, sacrifice your son to Orlando.
Perfectly toasted, look at that. Edge to edge. Perfectly toasted. This thing, maybe you could get somewhere with it, but
how the fuck can you not like Olive Garden's breadsticks? Again, they're one of the only reasons I go there.
I don't want it.
Because honestly, they're better than probably 3/4 of the fucking menu.
I'm not mad at that cooking something. We cooked the fuck out of this. This is good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure this tastes fucking great. Okay, what else did I say I was going to do in this episode? Oh, smoking the beer cheese.
This creamy beer cheese dip not only tastes amazing, there's no roux, no
Okay, he's making a beer cheese dip, but no roux and no processed cheese. Okie dokie.
processed cheese, and no effort. Well, you gotta use one appliance. This is one of my quickest and easiest recipes. Let's make it. All right, to start, you're gonna need a blender. A high-speed blender is gonna work the best. Through testing, I found that a food processor does work, but a blender just does it better. Now, you're gonna need 4 cups of cheese, and don't worry, I'll be sharing the recipe up here so you can follow along. For this recipe, you can use pre-shredded cheese. I don't always recommend that, but it works in this one. Now, I like to shred my own because I like a combo of different things. My favorite would be 2 cups of extra sharp cheddar and then 2 cups of Gouda. Today I've got a smoked Gouda because I think that's gonna taste really, really good. Really, really Gouda. Sorry, I couldn't
You could always smoke the cheese yourself.
help myself. So we're gonna go ahead and just dump the cheese in the blender. All right, next you're gonna need 4 ounces, which is a half block of cream cheese. Now, cream cheese doesn't have to be room temperature, but it does help if you've had it sitting out for just a little bit. Next, I'm gonna add 2 garlic cloves. We'll just throw them in whole. I'm gonna start adding some of my seasoning. So I like a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Next, I'm gonna do a tablespoon of Dijon. Not only does this add flavor, it actually helps the cheese emulsify a little better. Now, if you want to go ahead and add your favorite barbecue rub, go ahead. I like to add about a tablespoon of my Sedona Sand, which is the Southwest blend. Then, of course, beer. And I've got half a glass here because almost half of it's going to go inside the blender too. So we need 2/3 of a cup of beer, and you just pour that right into the blender. And the biggest question I get is, what type of beer should I be using for this recipe? I recommend either a lighter beer, a fruitier beer, a red ale, or a brown ale. Those are some of my favorites. You might have to experiment, which means you might have to make a few versions, which means you might have to eat a lot of smoked cheese dip. That's not a problem. All right, last ingredient is gonna be hot sauce. So I'm gonna be using a half cup of hot sauce. I'm almost out. My kids really do put this on everything. Now, you don't have
That would be Frank's.
to use hot sauce, but you do need a half cup of liquid. I like hot sauce because I feel that the vinegar really seasons everything in here very deeply. It just works, and it's
Also, I forget what there's something in dairy products that kind of neutralizes capsaicin, so.
really not that spicy. It's just a half cup for this entire batch. All right, this beer's for me, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let's blend it. Okay, now before I turn it on, I just wanna say it does take a little bit of time to get it completely smooth. It could be a few minutes, so just be patient. Have a spatula nearby if you need to scrape down the sides. If it's not quite thick enough, you can always sacrifice a little bit more beer to thin it out, but trust me, this process works. All right, let's give it a go. Yeah, I told you, you gotta trust me.
Cute dog.
All right, let's check it. Ooh, I've got a standby chip for taste testing. Highly recommend. That's looking good. Oh, that's perfect. Well, folks, we're done here today. Just kidding. We're gonna smoke it too. All right, to do that, I'm gonna use a 10-inch cast iron skillet. You can use a foil pan if you want to. Now, for those of you that don't have a smoker, you can stop right here. It's pretty freaking tasty. But for those of us that do barbecue, we gotta smoke everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in the skillet. This is a 10-inch skillet, just for size reference there. Now you might notice that the queso's pretty thin, and that's okay because it's gonna thicken up on the smoker. So I've got mine preheated at 225 right now. I'm gonna smoke mine for about 30 to 45 minutes, and I'll kind of stir it around once or twice and taste test it. But enough talking, I gotta go smoke this dip. All right, it's heated up. We're gonna just set this in here. I'll come back in like 30 minutes, maybe stir it a little bit. Whoop. All right.
Okay, it's a yachter,
been
so it's a pellet smoker.
30 minutes. Woo, looking good.
Okay, now this is something I might actually use a pellet smoker for.
You can see that there's some smoke color on the outside here. And what you'll notice is that the cheese doesn't separate and get like kind of a nasty, greasy like edge from all the fat separating. So you can see as I stir this that it definitely got some smoke color on the top. So that's what's important. It's been 30 minutes at 225. I'm gonna go ahead and give this maybe another 15, 20 minutes. We'll come back and check on it and we'll be ready. All right, ooh, that's looking good. More smoke layer right there. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this in and we can go eat. All right, brought it inside. This beer queso smells so good. Now it's important to know that it does smell.
No, I'd like to point out, I'd eat the shit out of that.
Like beer because the beer hasn't really been cooked out. So just be aware of that if you're serving it to guests. Now I like to top it with some.
Okay. The beer should have been. Alcohol cooks out at like 150, 140. That's why Irish coffees are such a pain in the ass. Because hot coffee, even from a regular home coffee pot, is hot enough to cook the booze out.
Greens just to add a little bit of texture, nothing crazy. I'm gonna add some green onions in here, and maybe a few slices of some jalapenos. I like to add that in there as well, just give it a nice little extra kick. Let's get some of these toppings. Oh, it was perfect. You can serve it with tortilla chips, you can make some nachos with it, or you can do what I have and just have a few different things that you want to dip in here, like some kielbasa, which of course I know is gonna be really, really good. Let's get a pretzel in there. Only thing that's gonna make it better is a cold beer. Or I guess room temp for me, but I'll take it. The beer cheese dip lasts for days in the fridge too, which is great. So if you want to make it ahead of time.
Wouldn't it re-solidify?
Maybe do a double batch, keep some at home, bring some to a party, throw it in the smoker. It's a great plan. If you try this recipe, let me know what you think in the comments below. And we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Well, I may have to steal that. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna see if Kay from Kay's Cooking has improved at all. She did this video a week ago.
Hi people, and I'm back cooking again, and today I'm going to be doing pasta, mincemeat and some sauce. You can probably hear the mincemeat.
Now, she is known as one of the worst cooks on YouTube, but I know a lot of people have offered to help her because she's kind of a nice lady. She's not like Jack, who's a dick.
Cooking in the background. And these are the ingredients I will be using. I have got my mincemeat in here, obviously, you can see. It's been cooking a little bit. And in here,
I'm already scared. Kay, why is that pot so small for pasta unless you're making one fucking portion?
you can't see very well, but I've got some garlic, which I've crushed, which I've cut myself, salty in that corner and pepper in that corner. And in this tub, I've got some onions. So I'm going to get this meat cooking first. Need to get them pasta on, don't I? Just give me a minute. Right, the pasta is now on. And I just nearly fell off my stove.
Love, why is there so much grease in your pan? It's 80-20. It doesn't need any oil. Or very, very little oil.
So let's turn that over that. So this is the mincemeat cooking. It's on number 4, so it doesn't cook too early and
Plus, she likes a lot of the same bands I like Iron Maiden.
burn at the bottom of the pan. But I think 90%, oh well, not probably not 90, about 40%, isn't that's escaping. I'd say probably about 40% is cooked. So I'm going to add the honey in. Yeah. Where did that other onion go? Oh, on the cooker. There we are. Get in. Throw that bit away. And I think I should have diced these, but it did say slice, so.
It could work. I mean, I wouldn't do it for pasta, but I'm trying to be nice.
So all I'm going to do
Some of those look like they didn't get cut with a very sharp knife. Kay, the most dangerous thing in a kitchen is a goddamn dull knife.
is, well, just keep following the recipe, which is here on this paper. And what's
good? The recipe's on paper. I would have been concerned if you said you wrote it on a slab of shit.
Next to add, this pasta should be cooking.
Okay, did you take the two ends of the onion off? Because these are sticking together way too much.
And the onion, add the onion to the mincemeat, yeah?
Oh my God, will somebody give this nice lady, who I'm trying to be nice to, some fucking lessons? Gordon Ramsay, will you please save this woman?
1 teaspoon of garlic, that's what I've got. 1 teaspoon of sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper. I've got, well, you've seen my garlic and salt and salty and pepper. It's in, you can't see it. It's in here. So anyway, while this is still cooking, I shall be adding it all. So that's my salty pepper and garlic.
Okay, I know for a fact you didn't cut the onion properly. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, fuck.
Dropped it. Make sure it's all out. Yep, that's it. That's good.
This just proves Britain may have been able to conquer the world, but their cuisine and their chefs suck. And Gordon Ramsay is Scottish, to be specific. But the top London restaurants in London, none of them serve British food. They all serve French. I mean, British people think that beans on toast is a good idea. You know what my cookie says about America? America, fuck yeah!
To wash. So give that a good mixy. And when the fat has evaporated, I shall be adding.
Kay, fat doesn't evaporate, sweetheart. I mean, it might burn away, but it doesn't evaporate. Only water evaporates.
See it? Tom sauce. So.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I'm actually being nice.
Everything's escaping us. I should have got me. Do you know, I was thinking about getting me water.
Yeah, but if somebody is doing something competently, it's tough to comment on.
But anyway, never mind. So we'll just carry on with this for the moment. I mean, it's nearly all brown anyway. So let's just give it a few minutes to cook properly and then we'll get on with the rest of it.
Alright.
Right, that is the mincemeat done. Oh, stop trying to escape. Right, if you hear a little squeaking or you hear a little noise, it's my stove. There's something wrong with my stove.
Oh no.
So I'm going to pour this in, not all in one go.
Fuck.
Give it a mixer.
Okay, you have to drain the beef, sweetheart. Not even the pasta's gonna be able to take care of that.
Because my stove has started squeaking now for some unknown reason.
You know, and a million people have actually said they'd help her.
I'll pour it all in, Kay. Make sure it all goes in.
Oh my God, Kay, you have to fucking drain the beef. Come on, Kay.
All goes in. It's all in. Right, put that into wash. That's it.
The Romans that your ancestors slaughtered are crying right now.
Right, so all I'm going to do is mix all this. mix this all on the oven top, or as you would call it, somebody would call it, stove. Oh,
I mean, unless she is like legitimately, like this is like a character. And she's deliberately knows what she's doing is bullshit.
I can't wait for ages, stove. I suppose it's just where you come from, whether you... My grandma used to call it a stove top. My mother used to call it an oven top. So it's whatever you want to call it. I call it...
Oh, God.
My words.
Like I said, I at some point I wonder if this is all just like... Kay is just... She isn't breaking kayfabe. Like, she knows this is incompetence. She's just like, how can I possibly fuck something up as much as possible?
So that is done. I think, yeah. Just let that simmer on number... Ooh.
Well, yeah, you can skim it. You can skim it, I'll give you that, but... Easiest thing to do is just put it in a colander and let the fat drip out.
Turn it down, Kate, to number 2. Right, it's on number 2 now. Now I will be making a rooks, whatever you call it.
A roux.
Never made one before, and guarantee the first time it'll be a mess. But anyway, I've followed the...
You've never made a roux? It's fucking flour and butter. Like, that's it.
Instructions.
It's like literally the easiest thing you can make.
As it says 1.5 ounces, 1.5 ounce of butter. And as you all know, I use Kerrygold now. I've gone back to my Kerrygold. Then it says 1.5 ounces of flour and then milk. Right, so that, well, all I've got to do is let that. Let me just grab a quick drink of coffee.
Yeah. There's some whiskey in that coffee.
Hold on, let me take my glasses off. They're sliding off my bloody nose. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the flour slowly.
You don't have to do it that slowly.
Until it becomes...
It's more important that you add the milk
Kraft
slowly,
Real
my
Mayonnaise,
dear.
made with eggs from right here in the Midwest. Real good ingredients, real good taste.
Well, I'm happy to give you some ad revenue today.
A bit thick, well, dry, whatever you call it. Whatever you want to call it, excuse me. That's it.
Hey, just dump all the
I
fucking
don't know
flour
if
in there.
it's hay fever or asthma.
Get
that makes me cough, but it's one of them. That's making it getting better. Right, there we are. All of it in, and that's it. Put that into soak. And if you're wondering why I'm putting it into soak, is I've got a bowl outside, and well, not outside. I've got a bowl in my sink.
Hey, you need your
and then putting it in there. So that's the rooks. Come here,
well,
milk.
No, you still have raw flour in there, sweetheart.
Woo! You doing?
Yeah, the milk you want to add slowly.
Surely,
you still have raw flour.
No, on number 4. And it does say 500 millilitres of milk, of cold milk. Well, mine's just come out of the fridge, so it will be. So yes, I'm mixing this. I'm going to keep mixing it.
Because you want the shock of the cold milk hitting the hot steel and all that other shit.
If there is any milk left over...
I mean, I'm assuming you're making a cheese sauce or a bechamel or...
Well, you know what that's going to be used for, a coffee. So I'm going to keep...
But I don't care if you're making a bechamel or a cheese sauce or even a thickening agent. You've left so much fucking grease in your mince that it doesn't matter.
Mixing this, I think I need to turn it up a little bit more. And I'm going to keep mixing this until all the lumps have gone. And it's nice and...
Then might I suggest a whisk, dear lady?
Thick. It's getting thick now. So I'm just going to add a little bit more milk. Well, all I'm going to do is mixing it and adding milk. Right.
Iron, I don't know who told you wanted room temperature milk. I mean, the temp of the milk probably isn't that important, but no, I like to go nice and cold.
This is now going to be...
Again, it doesn't matter because you're not the surface of the sun that the pot is.
Thick. And it does say to pour it all over the pasta. Well, the pasta has been cooking, so now I'm beginning to think, did it want pouring over first? But anyway, I'm going to pour it over. I know you're not supposed to use a metal.
It's fine in a stainless steel pan. You don't want to use metal spoons in non-stick. And probably some other pans, but stainless steel is fucking fine.
Spoon on a hot pan, I know. So what I'm going to do is, because it's going to go all over, I'm going to pour it in now. Oh, it didn't go all over, just a few driplets.
Yeah, iron
so I'm going to mix this in now with the pasta.
Like I said, it doesn't matter that much. Because again, it's going to get instantly changed the second it hits the goddamn molten sun that is the pan. But again, if a recipe calls for it to be ice cold, I'm assuming there's a reason for it. But then again, you dipshits think seasoning your steak 5 hours ahead of time. Iron Gullet, that dipshit thinks seasoning your steak 5 hours before you cook it is a good idea. And not letting your steak come up to room temperature.
So, and I'm going to put that on the heat for about, oh, you can't see, I've moved it from you, for about.
Why are you putting that on the heat? The pasta's done. The bechamel sauce, I think that's what that is. Whatever the hell that is done. It doesn't need to be cooked. Lady, what the fuck are you doing?
Get that camera position right. For goodness sake, girl, for a few minutes. What ring is it, that ring? Is it that ring? That ring, yeah. So I'm going to put that on number 4. And I'm going to switch this back on. Move it along a bit. That's it. Switch this back on.
Oh my God! Kay, would you please? At this point, skim the damn sauce. Because your tomato sauce is already in there. Please, I will give you the ad revenue. For the love of Christ, get cooking lessons. Again, unless I am just being bamboozled and this is all just kayfabe bullshit. Like, Kay is literally deliberately being this incompetent. Yeah, if I'm gonna pick a single condiment to have on my burger, it ain't gonna be ketchup.
To give it, you know, to get it warmed up again while the pasta is having a few minutes. This can be having a few minutes. So I'll put that back on, put it on ring fully. So, might help if this is turned on.
It's insanity.
This ring. So I'll put that on, excuse me, number 4, as well as the pasta. I mean, they shouldn't take much to warm up now. So it's all done. It's all done as far as I know. So, oh, pasta's starting to boil, so let's turn that pasta off, because I don't want it boiling too much, do I? So, put that there, let me get a spoon. Right, now it's all done, and...
Okay, please, grab some paper towels and skim this shit.
All warmed up. I shall get a plate. Why isn't there one out? So yes, let me get a plate. Right. I'm gonna... Don't want that much cake. Right, there we are. Put that back in there, because it's gone... Well, it's not gone cool yet. Stay there.
Okay, that's not me.
And move the plate a bit towards the fry pan, and get a little. Oh.
Great, so you have an onion the size of a goddamn airplane strip in there.
Right. So, turn that off now, Kay. Doesn't need to be on. Move the plate away from the pan while it's cooking.
Alright, that's as far as I can make it. Alright, I'm gonna grab another beer and then we're gonna watch, well, not this video, Jesus fucking Christ. How does it take you 26 minutes to make a goddamn burger? Alright, I'm going to skip the intro, skip breaking down the brisket, skip grinding the brisket. Do skip grinding the brisket to about here.
Before we go again, we're gonna add to it some chipotles and adobo sauce, as well as our roasted garlic. So you can see our garlic now, if we just squeeze on that, it's nice and soft. That's what we're looking to do, is just completely soften up that garlic. This oil's great, don't discard that. You can actually cook with that. You've now got garlic olive oil. So we're gonna...
Okay.
Take our roasted garlic now and just squeeze it over our brisket.
All right.
Super soft now. It's just gonna work its way right into the meat. We're gonna work all these flavors right into the meat by grinding them with the meat. Now our chipotles, the actual peppers, I'm gonna take them out. Just chop them up real quick.
Gonna add any of the adobo sauce?
And then that adobo sauce,
Okay.
just drizzle that over as well. When I think of Texas, I definitely think of Tex-Mex, and when I think of Tex-Mex, I definitely think of Chili's, so that's one of the reasons that I wanted to incorporate the chipotles and adobo into the burger today. We're not gonna add any additional seasoning at this point. The rest of that will come on the outside of the burgers.
Okay, so he's gonna regrind.
All right, so
I
we're
don't
gonna load
know
this
why he
up
mixed
on
it,
the
but-
tray and work it through one more time with that finer die. Tell you, I've rarely been so attracted to the smell of raw meat, but that smoky chipotle and the roasted garlic already smells so good. All right, so you can weigh these out if you like. We're doing 8-ounce burgers
I gotta start doing my own meat more. I used to do that back in the day.
today, or you can just eyeball it. And we're gonna put this into 8 portions.
Dude, how big are your burgers gonna be? Jesus. Dude,
For now, we'll just ball them up.
Dude, 4-ounce patties. Those things are like fucking 15 ounces.
Kind of packing that meat together.
They're the size of
Getting rid of
softballs, for
any air
Christ's
gaps.
sakes. These are the types of burgers I don't like. It might just be a me thing, but these are the type of burgers I don't like. The ones that are this fucking thick. Because the ratio to meat to every other fucking ingredient is off.
I can tell you some of these are a little bigger, so.
Hey, this is Tabitha. And a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips is dipping them in all my favorite sauces. Top 3, we have barbecue, we have Chick-fil-A.
Wouldn't matter. Iron Gullet's still wrong.
Should have just used this.
Because there's no... 99% of the time, I'll go 80% of the time, there's no wrong way to do something.
Looking pretty good now. So now that we've got these portioned, I'm just gonna throw them into some molds. These are actually molds I use for upside down cake, but they'll give us a nice starting point to get an even sized burger. And then we're gonna throw these into the fridge just to firm up a bit, make sure that we're not.
All right, I will admit I've done that with burgers too, or if I'm really like ready to grill and they're the only thing I have to do, I'll throw them in the freezer for 10 minutes. Because, yeah, you don't want them falling apart on your grill.
Melting the fat before we get it.
But these burgers should be so fucking thick. I mean, they should be fine.
Onto the smoker. You can use any kind of ring mold.
And also, you're going
like,
into
or
a
just do it by
smoker,
hand.
my
They don't
friend.
have
Because you're going into a smoker.
to sit in a mold. This is just
I'm curious how this guy is going to create the crust.
Convenient for me. So let's go ahead and get this smoker fired up. Today we are cooking on the Yoder Smoker's loaded Wichita offset. We're gonna be starting with a bed of lump charcoal for our coal base that we can then add splits of oak to for the smoke. So we're gonna load up our chimney starter with some...
I'm not a big fan of using lump charcoal to smoke because it burns way too fucking hot.
XL lump charcoal.
Now, don't get me wrong, I love lump charcoal for grilling. I'm not dissing lump charcoal. But for smoking, which is a much lower and slower process...
Throw a fire starter underneath it. We'll let it work. Charcoal's looking good, nearly red to the top, so we're gonna dump it out along the back side of our firebox. We're gonna keep...
Well, the problem with lump charcoal is it burns nowhere near as long as briquettes.
Keep this fire concentrated to the back side of the firebox so we can burn a small hot fire at all times, which gives us nice clean smoke.
So
Rather
you're just
than one
sitting there
big
constantly adding more and more coals.
fire that we put a bunch of wood on and we have to choke the air all the way down, end up with dirty smoke. Now we'll throw a couple cold splits on here to get us started, but we want to load one up in the front of the firebox as well so that this one can warm up. That way when it's time to roll it over, it ignites immediately without creating this smoke that you're seeing right here. This is not the smoke we want to cook with, but it is okay to get started with our coal bed that way.
And that's the...
So the burgers are chilling down, the smoker's coming up to temp, and we've got a little bit of time. So I want to put together a fun little burger topping that we call a cowboy coffee bacon jam. This starts with a pound of bacon that we're going to get diced up. We've got some onions to slice, some garlic, and then we've got these kind of braising liquids that are going to work.
No, don't have a strike.
Their way into the jam, starting with a black coffee.
I'll be on there either later today or tomorrow.
Maple syrup, brown sugar, apple cider vinegar. We've got our
I got a bunch of shit to cook though, so.
Cattleman's Grill Smoky Chipotle Steak Seasoning, so that's got more sugar and coffee in it, and of course, a little Texas whiskey. All right, let's start with our onions. We're just gonna get these sliced about 1/4 of an inch thick. So for this slice, we're taking off the top and the bottom, and then we're gonna slice along with the lines that you see on the onion. Don't be too concerned about your cuts here. You want to...
This is a Cottonelle toilet paper service announcement. Your toilet paper leaving you with an unclean feeling you can't shake? You deserve Cottonelle Ultra Clean.
To be equal, roughly, so that they cook evenly. But eventually, this is all going to get broken down in the food processor for the jam.
Oh, okay.
And then for the garlic, got 4 kind of medium-sized cloves here. We're just gonna crush these.
All right, let's
now, so I'm gonna
skip a
turn
bit,
off
all
the
right.
heat. We're gonna spoon the bacon out of here.
All right, spoon the bacon out, good. And
This will
get
come
rid
back
of the
here in a little
grease
bit.
or cook the
For
onions
now we
in
need
it.
to get it out of the skillet so we can cook our onions down.
But you won't need that much fucking bacon grease.
And then obviously we had rendered a lot of fat out of that, and we don't need all of that to cook down our onions. So I'm gonna pour off all.
By the way, when you do cook bacon, do save the grease. Bacon grease is fucking wonderful.
But a couple tablespoons. So we're gonna add those onions in now. You can see we've still got that fondant on the bottom of the pan from the bacon. That's totally fine. As this cooks, we'll kind of scrape that up. Lots of good flavor in there. So we're just gonna cook these medium heat, stirring occasionally. Just keep things moving and break them up. So we really start to soften these up. All right, our onions have been cooking down for probably about 10 minutes now. You can see how they're kind of translucent in color, softened up, starting to brown. That's what we're looking for. So at this point, we're gonna add our garlic.
Okay.
And this just needs to cook for a minute or 2, just until we kind of get that really raw garlic flavor out of there. At the same time, we're gonna add some seasoning, the Cattleman's Smoky Chipotle. We'll do about 2 tablespoons. And as you can see, this stuff, it's got sugar in it, it's got coffee in it, some salt, some chipotle. All flavors that are gonna go great in this bacon jam. So next we're gonna add our sugars, starting with a 1/2 cup of brown sugar.
All right, you want that for caramelization.
And 1/2 cup of maple syrup.
Okay, this.
And then we're gonna add our liquids. Got a 1/2 cup of black coffee and a 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. And then the final thing here, just a couple tablespoons of the TX whiskey. So this is just gonna simmer, and once it comes to a syrupy consistency, that's when we'll know it's done. All right, guys, our jam's been cooking down for a good 15, 20 minutes now. You can see how it's getting syrupy.
All right, blah,
When
blah,
you pull
blah,
through
blah.
there, not much to be spot on for the
All right,
texture.
They made the jam. Okay, these burgers are way too fucking thick for my blood. All right, I got to take a quick break. I was hoping to end the broadcast before I had to, but I got to piss. All right, I'm back. All right. Let's go.
Simply today with some nice quality kosher sea salt, the Jacobson, equal parts that and the Telecherry black peppercorns, which I've ground just now. The fresher, the better. Please don't go buy that big, stale, flaky stuff at the grocery store. I dedicate a little coffee grinder just to our spices, and that's where I've ground this up. So really simple, salt and pepper. Our burgers have this little muffin top on them, so just want to kind of reshape those.
Oh, it looks like half the chicks in America. The muffin toppers.
The mold's a great little...
Honey, if you're fat, don't show midriff.
Start. I'm going to press in on the center a little bit, making like that divot, because as we know, when you cook a burger, it likes to balloon up. So we're going to counteract that a little bit. All right, so feel good about the shape on these patties. We're going to give them a nice, generous seasoning of the salt and pepper.
America is 5'3", and their average weight is 180 pounds. I didn't make that shit up. Plus, go into any Walmart. You'll see like 3 thin women there the entire day.
Just press that in a little bit, and then we can flip these over and get the other side.
Oh, God, those things are almost just like mini meatloaves.
Now, I know this looks like a pretty generous seasoning here, but you think about this. This is a half-pound piece of meat that we've put no...
Oh, God, I fucking hate half-pound burgers. The ratio to burger to every goddamn thing else is off. Quarter, third pound. Third is the max.
No other seasoning into other than those peppers.
Now, okay, fine. All right. You're going to be like, well, Dave, you like doubles. You fucking jerk off. Yes, I like double quarter-pound burgers. But I can put something in between to break up the monotony of meat. Once a burger gets to a half pound, to me, the balance of the sandwich is completely thrown off. Unless I am using some extremely strong ingredients. Where I would need a half-pound patty to balance everything out.
And that garlic, none of which have much salt in them. So think of this like it's your Texas brisket. And give it a good bit of seasoning. All right, well, the Yoder's sitting right at about 225.
Well, you know what's funny? Some of these people claim to hate watch me. Nobody hate watches anybody. You're the one sitting here giving me your time. So obviously, you must find something entertaining.
We're here at the stack end, and that's where we're going to be smoking our burgers.
At $20. Right now, somebody's going to say, yeah, we laugh at your stupidity.
Now, since these burgers are fairly small pieces of meat at just a half pound a piece, they're going to cook quickly. That means we need to go for a low temperature in order for these to have time to soak up some smoke flavor. So we're going to give them about 30 to 45 minutes at about 225 degrees, and that's going to give us time to really get the smoke flavor into these burgers. And then we're going to finish them with a sear. So we're doing the reverse sear.
Gee, you better hope I never get with a multi-channel partnership because they send out, and it'd be beyond my control, but they send out content bots. So you'd all be fucked.
Technique today. That sear is going to take place right in the firebox of the offset. We're going to build up a big hot fire with this oak wood and some lump charcoal. We're going to throw our griddle right over the top and sear them in the firebox.
Q, this is no bullshit. You can believe me or not. This week, I had 3 of them give me offers. I didn't take them because I was a part of one once on the Lord of Patriarchy channel. And it sucked.
So we're gonna try and put these in a very indirect zone.
I think the MCNs are, oh my God, they're fucking horrible.
Up here on the second shelf, staying away from that firebox for now. We'll close it up and let them smoke. Well, we're about 45 minutes into this smoke here. We're getting readings right around 130, which is what I'm aiming for. We want to go for a mid-rare right now.
And by the way, smoked burgers, it's one of the few things that a smoker is terrible at. Because every fucking bite you take, every hint of that smoke is in there. Trust me, I've tried to smoke burgers. I failed. Tell you what, if you want to smoke burgers, do a live fire and do it that way.
On these burgers before we finish them off with the sear. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these off.
Like I said, believe me or don't, I don't give a rat's ass if you do or not.
Strange things happen when you cook over fire. Family engages in something known as eye contact, and newcomers arrive bearing peace offerings.
Yeah, if you bring a 6-pack, you're in.
Just in time for the...
Now, in order for us to do this high heat sear, I'm gonna want all of the heat right here in the center. What we're gonna
see, this is why you need. Oh God, dude, your coals are. This is why lump charcoal doesn't work for smoking.
do is add another charcoal chimney here that's already lit.
Oh, all right, never mind. So you're gonna do offset, or are you gonna put a grate on your
So go ahead and throw another
smoker?
log on, and then we're gonna slide our griddle in place.
Oh, okay. You're
This
gonna do
is
a
the
griddle.
Yoder griddle. We get it just right. Fits right
Burn
in
your
there.
hands.
Let's let that get super hot. All right, we've got this griddle just screaming hot now. We're gonna put our burgers down to sear.
All right, the griddle may be a little too hot for my blood. I mean, I like a good sear, but I don't like a wall of burnt bullshit.
All right, it's been just about 1 minute. We're gonna go ahead and flip these burgers over. You can see
Great! We
getting
now
seared.
have the crusty, rusty, blackened roof.
really nice. As soon as we flip these, we're gonna hit them with some cheese. We're gonna start with some cheddar. That sharp.
Okay, this is me being a cheese dick. And I've used it in the past, and I don't like it. Never use shredded cheese on burger. Slices, my man. Slices.
Sharp cheddar. And then we're gonna hit them with a nice creamy Havarti. And this is a horseradish Havarti. It's got chives worked into it. So as soon as we get that cheese on there, I'm gonna add some water.
Yep, make some steam.
This is gonna start
Good.
to steam that cheese when we close the lid. So essentially what's happening right now is we've totally closed
Okay,
up
you
that
only
fire
need about
chamber.
30
There's
seconds.
nowhere
You're
for that
talking,
heat and
the
for that
cheese is
steam to go,
fucked.
which means it's gonna go back onto the burgers.
Because remember, that cheese is going to melt even after you pull the goddamn burgers off.
Melt that cheese.
Which, again, is another reason why I don't like using string cheese. Or shredded cheese, excuse me.
Not too much sear yet. Look at that, getting that skirt on the side from the cheese.
Dude, your cheese is just, oh, fuck. These burgers are gonna be ass. They already look like fucking NHL hockey pucks, so you should just donate them to the goddamn Red Wings.
These are gonna be pretty epic. All right, guys, we're gonna start pulling these off. We've got good sear on both sides. We're finished probably right around medium at this point.
And now to be clear, he did grind the meat himself, so medium burgers are fine.
They got that cheese skirt on there. The burgers stick together, they count as just one burger, right?
Stains are certain. So is the power of Tide, with 50% more cleaning power.
God, I remember one time me and my buddy we were rolling around in this mud patch that had been done in his backyard.
And with the brisket patties piping hot, let's go ahead and build these burgers. So here on the bottom bun, if you want, you can do some mustard or some mayo. We're just gonna keep it really simple with some homemade pickles today. We've got cucumber, we've got some jalapeno.
His mom just hosed us off after we were done.
We've got some onion in here. This is a recipe I'll be happy to give you guys along with the rest of this recipe you can find on our blog, always in the link in the video description. And one of these days we'll have to just do a little video on how to make these quick pickles, but they're super easy to do. Tangy, but not too tangy. They're ready overnight. Obviously there's a lot of fat going on in
What, you never played in the mud as a kid? Then you didn't have a fucking childhood.
this burger, so something with a little acidity to cut that fat is a great idea.
And how'd your parents clean you off? Oh yeah, blast you with a hose.
So on top of the pickles, we're just gonna plant our big old brisket patties. And that one with the super skirt.
You never played in the goddamn mud as a kid. Okay, then you had no childhood.
And we'll top these off with our Cowboy Coffee bacon jam.
All right, where's the pickles? Where are the
So you've got that
pickles?
fattiness
I'm seeing
and that
hockey
creaminess
pucks and no
meatiness
fucking
and the
pickles.
brisket and the burger.
See, and this is the problem. The only ingredient, you're not going to be able to taste the pickled onions and the pickles and, yeah. The only ingredient you're going to be able to taste is this fucking patty. That's it.
That creamy cheese on top. We've got the acidity of the pickles underneath. And now we've got some sweet, salty on top of these burgers. We're just building layers and layers of flavor.
No, you're really not. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is what this burger would taste like to me. I'm not going to get a hint of fucking cheese because he used shredded and it's already melting to nothing or being absorbed by the burger. Then I'm going to have this thick-ass crust of burnt bullshit because he seared them way too high. Now, he did do a reverse sear, but it was way too hot. Count on top of that, your burgers are the size of NHL hockey pucks. So that's all you're going to taste. The chutney's going to be lost and your pickles are going to be lost. You went to all this work to do this and it's just going to be lost by and then add on another layer. He smoked the burgers and I have smoked burgers before. It just tastes like smoke. Like smoke gets into every nook and cranny of that son of a bitch. Oh, this is a bad idea. I would not recommend it. Visually, it's appealing, but that's about it. Dude, they are the fucking size of NHL pucks.
All right, let's check this out. Get a little cross section here.
Like I said, the only way I would do half-pound patties, especially that thick, is if I had some just supercharged flavor that had to compete against. But there ain't many. I'm not saying there's none, but there ain't that many. And your burger isn't medium. Your burger's well done.
Nice. We finished this one about 135, 140 in the center, so you'll have just a little bit of pink.
There is no pink. Your burger is well done. Either they cooked long after you got done, or that sear finished the shit off. That burger is well done.
Man, look at that juice, though. Beautiful.
I'm not saying there's not juice in there, but I'm saying that motherfucker's well done.
Oh, man. So beefy. All that brisket flavor. Then I'm getting this sweetness from the bacon jam. And I miss me a pickle in that bite. Gotta get some of that pickle.
You missed the pickle because the only thing you could fucking taste is the goddamn beef. Look, bro, normally I love your channel, but Jesus fucking Christ, a burger is a sandwich. A sandwich is supposed to be a pageantry of flavor. Not whatever the fuck this is. If you want to... Okay, here's how I would do it. I'd set my grill direct heat, quarter-pound patties, right? Lay them all out. American cheese. I love American cheese on burgers. Then, I'd make the bacon chutney. I'd make the fucking pickle combo that he made. Here's what I would do. I'd put my bottom bun with some lettuce. Patty 1. Pickle combo. No, take that back. Bacon relish, pickle combo. Then, patty. Top bun. Fuck it. Mayonnaise and a little bit of mustard. Put on top. Because with the two patties, you get away with it because there's something in between to break the monotony of meat.
Oh, and then this, that's your cheese skirt. That's a bonus. When you're doing that yourself, you can trust that there hasn't been any contamination along the way, and it's okay to undercook.
And like I said, well, you didn't undercook it. That motherfucker was well done. There was no pink in that son of a bitch. But yes, if you do grind your own beef, you can go to medium and feel confident. If your grocery store grinds their own burger and it's made that day, you can probably go to medium and be about 90% sure. Your stomach should be able to kill whatever's in there. But if you're forced to shop at like a super Walmart, or all the meat that your grocery store has is pre-packaged, then no, you have to go to well done on a burger. But anyway, well, I don't have too much else left to say, but good night, everybody.